When you search real estate in 2022 of December of this year, all you see is crash, 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 crash. Prices coming down. And I really don't understand this. And I'm not saying that it can't happen. So I'm gonna be on the opposite side today and I'm just gonna say, okay, cool. Well, if a real estate crash does happen, what do we do? Do we stop buying? Do we start buying? How do we buy? Who should we target? All those things we're gonna go over today so that way you can maximize this market opportunity. Because realistically, whenever a crash happens, there's an opportunity to be had. Because a lot of people will stop buying, but other real estate investors who are great, understand, who have access to capital, will actually maximize. So let's talk about how you, if there is a market crash, how you can maximize this time. And let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Juwan Belcher. This is me taking action. Full-time real estate investor here. We're actually in one of my houses. Actually, anytime you see me on any of my videos, so go ahead and subscribe and like so that way you can see me in all of our houses. It's really just a testimony of how great God is and that you can actually do this business. Now, here on the This Is Me Taking Action YouTube channel, we're typically talking about how to get into real estate investing deals without none of your own money or any of your own credit, so that way you can structure deals the right way, correct way, and get paid to buy houses. Because realistically, as a real estate investor, I don't know if you've thought about it, we cannot bring money to every single deal that we do. If we're doing this full-time for a living, we have to be able to find a strategy to buy inventory and get paid to hold this inventory, and more importantly, get paid to keep it. So how, as a real estate investor, if we're going through a market crash, how do we survive? How do we stay in business? How do we maximize so that in 5 years, everything's on the up and up? Now, let's first, just define what a market crash is. Now, a market crash is typically when prices go down. That means that there's going to be more houses available for sale, but not enough people to buy them. And for whatever reason, it's not going to be enough people to buy them because people don't need houses, they don't want houses, they can afford to buy houses, or they can't get financing to buy houses. So that forces the inaction of sales. People that want to sell off market and on market are not able to sell, at all. There are no one to pick up their property. So this list of supply just continues to stack up while the pool of buyers continues to go down. So that creates a window and an opportunity for prices to go down to influence those buyers who can buy to buy. Now, where is the opportunity? Like I said, because there's going to be very little buyer. There's going to be a very small pool of buyers, but there's going to be a lot of sellers. Essentially, that means the person who can get greedy, the person who gets the most hungriest, who has the most hustle, can take advantage of this situation. So there is some kind of opportunity because most people are in this scenario in a market crash. Most people will not be able to take advantage of that opportunity. I guess the caveat is, in order to take advantage of this opportunity when prices go down and there's a lot of supply and there's little buyers, I guess most of you guys are thinking, well, dang, it sounds like I'm going to need to have a lot of money during this case. And realistically, the people who are sitting on, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million or more liquid in their accounts, they're definitely in a good spot. But what about the people that don't have any money? Are they in a good spot? Can they work something out? Can they take advantage of this? Of course. That's why we're here talking about this today. We're real estate investors. We have to get creative. If we don't have any money, if we are in a market crash where prices are going down and there's a lot of supply and there's not a lot of buyers, how do we, as the average, ordinary, daily consumer that wants more than we can actually afford, how do we take advantage? Well, if you'll consider that in a market crash, typically people are going from homeowners to renter. There are foreclosures, there are people who can't afford their mortgages, there are people who can't afford their taxes. So they are going from homeowners and transferring over to not being homeowners. Those people have to stay somewhere. Some of them might go with family, some of them might go with friends, but a lot of them are going to end up in the renter pool. Now, when people end up over here in the renter pool and there are a supply of houses, for sale, someone has to be able to take responsibility or take the risk to help these people get housing. That person's gonna be you, your local friendly real estate investor who's getting creative. There's two ways that you can do this. One is for the people who have property that's paid off that need to sell, and two, for the property that is being leveraged that currently have a mortgage attached to it. Those are gonna be the people that you're gonna be targeting. Those are the people, out of those people, the people who wanna sell, those are the people you're gonna be looking for. You're also gonna be looking for the person who purchased within the last 2 to 3 years. Those people that purchased within the last 2 to 3 years are typically not gonna have a lot of equity in their houses because they just purchased. In a mortgage, an amortization, the way the interest is calculated over time, means that they're gonna pay more interest right now at the beginning of the loan than they do at the end. So that means they're gonna owe the most amount of money for their house. Now, luckily for us as that savvy buyer, we know that the people that purchased in the last 2 to 3 years got those 2, 3, 4, 5% interest rates, unlike the people now that are getting 7.5 to 8%. So they're gonna have a lower mortgage, right? They're gonna have a lower monthly expense. So if they have a lower monthly expense, and those are the people that we wanna target, and the people that we need to help are renters, this will allow us cash flow because realistically, rents are higher than mortgages. So now we need to say, okay, how do we come up with a lead generation system that gets in front of people who have paid off houses and people that just purchased houses in the last 2 to 3 years? And then our strategy we're gonna put on allowing the seller to either take their profits and payments or allowing us to take over mortgages, and we're gonna pair them with the renters. Them paying our mortgage for us, paying us a rent, and then we're the responsible ones by making sure the mortgage gets paid, and then us taking our profits in between for providing that service. Now, the cool thing about the market is if we're in a market crash now, every market cycle lasts about 3 to 4 years. So essentially, we're gonna be helping those renters for the next 3 or 4 years, but as the market increase, hypothetically, because I'm not saying we're in a market crash, but if we are, in the next 3 to 4 years, when the market tends to go up, now we're gonna have equity in all of those houses that it didn't take any of our own money to buy, and now we're gonna be in the perfect position to sell. Now, me as a real estate investor, I call this a slow flip, buying it right now with OPM, leveraging it with the renter inside. They're paying us cash flow so we can own it, so that we don't pay for it while we own it. And then when the market goes up, we sell at the right time, and now we have $1 million of equity that we're cashing out in. For you guys who's going real hard, $2 or $3 million of equity that we're cashing out in. Or for the guys that are really smart, refinancing those properties at that time, so that way we can get debt free. Okay, we can get tax-free money at that time to put back into the market, and maybe buy a car or buy a new house or continue to invest. So look, if you guys don't know, this is the method that several people have used in the past to get rich off housing market crashes. Will you be the next one?